Hello, my name is Stephanie Outley, and this is my video submission. So I'll just get right to it. First question, what dispositions do you possess that make you a successful teacher? Well, first of all, I haven't taught in a long time, but if I had to choose a couple that I would say that I embody the most, I would say probably curiosity. I'm a very curious person. I promote all types of inquiry about everything. And I feel as an educator, that should be something that, especially in the early childhood education, that should be something that you should encourage. Encourage a child to think outside the box. Encourage a child to think critically, to do problem solving, because if you only base everything that you know upon what people are giving you as far as information wise, then you'll never expand outside of that person's knowledge. That's the reason why I feel that curiosity is probably a high one in my book. A second one that I would choose would be honesty. Now, in my personal life, most people would say, don't ask Stephanie if you don't want to know the real answer, because I am a huge supporter of saying what you saying what you mean and meaning what you say, because I don't want to be misconstrued. I don't want anybody to say, well, Stephanie said this or Miss Outley said that. No, what I said is this, and this is what I meant. So I always speak my truth, I should say. And I encourage for people to speak the truth, like students. I want them to think critically. I want them to be able to say what's on their mind without anybody or fear of being judged, I should say. And being transparent and in my decision making and having the students' input in my decision making. That's one thing that I always felt was a big thing when it comes to being honest. I mean, how can I honestly judge you if I don't know what it is that you've gone through? So, especially with a child or a student with a learning disability, you don't necessarily know what's going on in their head. Everybody's so focused on what is wrong opposed to what the child is thinking and what is right. So, like in a process of creating educational goals or um, learning skills for in academics or in their own personal life, it was always, in my opinion, a good idea to reach out and try to, get their side of it. Now, some things that I would probably say I would need to work on. Um, I would say maybe dedication. And the only reason why I say dedication is because not that I'm not punctual or on top of my work or wanting to participate in social networking and stuff like that, but I just feel like as an educator and a student, as we are right now, that is something that never stops or never should stop. We should never stop learning or wanting to learn or wanting to, be more involved. That would be the reason why I chose that one. I mean, I'm sure there are others as well, even with the honesty or the curiosity or the diversity or accepting diversity. It can improve in all the areas and you can thrive in all the areas. Now, the final question, it says, what are the expectations of a professional in the field of education and how will you uphold these expectations? Well, first of all, there's a lot of them. The expectation for a professional is to be able to educate and create a safe, effective, and culturally responsive learning environment. And because you're going to be dealing with a whole lot of different backgrounds, not only with the children, but with their parents, or even with your colleagues, or even with your what is it that like your bosses, I guess we should say. the reason why or how I would be willing to uphold these expectations is basically by going through the processes of learning and watching how people go about doing things. I know that didn't make sense, but to narrow it all down is, I think it's a day-to-day process, to be honest. I mean, the ethics that come involved with being a teacher and the expectations that come involved with being a teacher and just the natural moral insight that you have when you want to be an educator or dealing with other people's children and dealing with other people in general. um, there's just it's a never-ending cycle. You need to learn. You learn how to do these things. You learn how to act around certain people, and it just goes from there. That's where I'm going to leave it. Hope I answered the questions correctly, and you have a great day. Thank you so much.